Hello and welcome to episode 129. In recent years, the reputation of the Northern Irish writer Bob Shaw has grown. He died in 1996, but left behind a large body of cleverly entertaining science fiction series, novels and stories. Today, more readers are discovering Shaw's work, which is eminently readable and packed with intriguing ideas taken in surprising directions. Recently I covered Shaw's excellent 1976 novel A Wreath of Stars, one of his most celebrated works. This episode covers his debut novel, the deft and exciting Night Walk. Shaw had a fear of blindness rooted in his own eye health issues and a strong interest in the science of optics. Like several of his later novels, Night Walk explores this preoccupation. In this far-future spy story, our hero is blinded and dumped in a prison on a hostile colony world. To escape, survive and protect a secret with interstellar significance, he must rely on a device that restores his ability to see, but not through his own eyes, but the eyes of others. Bob Shaw was one of SF's true entertainers. The Northern Irish writer and fan published 3 notable series, 15 standalone novels and many short stories over the course of his award-winning career. Shaw channeled his professional background and his personal interests into brisk, exciting plots rooted in clever scientific speculations. His breakthrough was the much-loved story Light of Other Days from 1966, in which he came up with the concept of slow glass, which permits viewing of the past. He followed this with his first novel, Night Walk, in 1967. This fast-paced chase story delivers interstellar thrills while also exploring Shaw's fascination with vision and optics. In the distant future, Earth is at the centre of a human empire spanning 19 worlds. These are held together by the advent of null space travel. Routes are complex, and it routinely takes tens of thousands of instantaneous jumps to travel between planets in different star systems. Worse, null space apparently cannot be mapped, so new worlds are discovered only by sending out millions of robot probes on blind jumps. This has a vanishingly small rate of return. The theocratic world of M. Luthor has seceded from the human empire. It has mounted its own drone program and discovered a new Earth-like world. Sam Talon, an agent of Earth, is sent undercover to obtain the planet's invaluable coordinates so his paymasters can frustrate the Lutherians' colonization efforts. Before he can escape with them, he's captured, blinded and imprisoned. Now, just like humanity at large, he's left clawing blindly in the darkness. This is a solid setup for an SF spy story, and that's a part of what Night Walk is. Shaw has bigger ideas, however. While trapped in the Pavilion, a swamp-bound high-security prison, Talon falls in with a team of prisoners building a new way of seeing. Soon he's the illicit owner of a set of goggles which do not restore his own vision, but instead allow him to see through the eyes of others. Shaw takes this simple but brilliant concept and runs with it. Talon exploits the perspectives of prison guards, civilians and even animals as he stages a breakout and makes a high-stakes bid to get off M. Luthor. His quest sees him become entangled with fellow prisoners, hobos, the secret police agent who destroyed his eyes, and in the novel's strangest sequence, a woman with an odd fetish for cats. Along the way, Talon not only relies on various new perspectives to survive, but may make a discovery that could change the Empire's balance of power. Night Walk is not quite as conceptually bracing as Shaw's later novels like A Wreath of Stars from 1976, but it is first-class pulp entertainment. This is a fast-paced, energetic novel that belies Shaw's inexperience at this length. Some aspects of the setup are overly contrived, and M. Luthor is a rather shallow setting which Shaw neglects to explore in any depth, but the momentum is too great to dwell on this kind of shortcoming. Crucially, Shaw makes fine use of his central novum, the eye set that allows seeing through the eyes of others. There are several memorable sequences, such as a fight in which both Talon and his enemy are restricted to seeing through the eyes of a pet bird of prey. Talon has to work through the shortcomings of his visual hosts, such as the short stature and myopia of a dog who becomes a long-standing companion. Shaw uses his eye-set conceit as more than just a plot device, although he could have gone even further. At times, Talon speculates that adopting the visual perspective of others could also lead him to adopt a part of their mindset as well. This idea of seeing as being is one that Shaw seems to have happened upon quite late in the writing process, and it isn't explored in depth. Conversely, Nightwalk is elevated by the deft inclusion of a well-wrought conceptual breakthrough. At the apparently hopeless nadir of his adventure, Talon makes a discovery that connects both his optical invention and the mysterious nature of null space travel. Through this narrative device, Shaw neatly wraps up his story in the concise tradition of the best of 1960s SF. In its combination of an exciting plot and thought-provoking ideas, Nightwalk can be filed alongside novels of elevated pulp like Harry Harrison's Death World from 1960 and Barrington J. Bailey's The Garments of Kayan from 1976. It represents a highly promising beginning for Shaw as a novelist, and part of his extraordinary parlaying of his fear of blindness into a glittering SF career. Thanks for listening to this episode. You can find more of my writing in text and audio form at my site andyjohnson.xyz. You can also find me on Twitter at andyjohnsonuk, and you can support me at patreon.com/andyjohnson. Catch you next time.